Most Yale applicants are able to have an interview as part of the application process, and most applicants interview with an alumni volunteer who lives in the area. If you aren't contacted for an interview, don't sweat it. Not having an interview won't affect your chances of being admitted, and not being contacted for an interview does not mean your application is not being considered very closely. If you are contacted for an interview, please be sure to reply quickly via email or phone to arrange a time and location that are convenient for you and the volunteer interviewer. Most interviews happen in a cafe or local library. Your interviewer won't know much about you before your interview. The admissions office will only forward your contact information and the name of your high school. He or she won't know your grades or your test scores, and they probably won't come up in your conversation. If you are a little nervous about your interview, that's okay. But remember that our alumni interviewers don't volunteer their time because they want to be harsh critics. Instead, our interviewers are often some of our applicants' most outspoken advocates. The admissions office doesn't give interviewers a prescribed set of questions to ask, and interviewers don't ask trick questions designed to trip you up. The interviewer will likely ask about your academic and extracurricular interests and your college search process, so you should be prepared to discuss the how and why behind many of the elements of your high school experience without just repeating to the interviewer what you wrote in your application. The most successful interviews are those that feel more like a real conversation than a question and answer session. It's okay to ask your own questions of the interviewer, especially if you find that you have a shared interest. At minimum, you'll know that your interviewer is knowledgeable about Yale, so take the opportunity to ask about his or her experience as a student. The goal of the interview is to get to know you a little better and to reinforce some of the other impressions your application has made. We admissions officers find the reports from our interviewers most helpful when they describe the same sort of person we met in the other parts of the application, like the essays and the letters of recommendation. So, just be yourself and you'll do great.